welcome everyone to another episode of Mission, Vision, Values, and Action here at UNIS Hanoi. I am here with Lori Fairbarn, who is one of our secondary school counselors. And if you can't already tell, today is Halloween. We don't usually dress like this, although that might be fun if we did. So thank you, Lori, for being here, with us, telling us a little bit about your story.
So I've worked at UNIS for 15
years. So this is kind of like home. So tell us a little bit about your journey that brought you here.
15 years ago. Neil got hired here at UNIS. When he got hired, I was pregnant and I was just about to have our second child. And so we decided that I wouldn't work when I first came here. And so I spent the first couple of years with my oldest in the ECC. And just feeling so enveloped by that. Like if you've ever been in the ECC as a parent, it's the warmest, friendliest place.
It's a magical place.
I was really fortunate, like spending 2 years in being a parent. I ran the school book sale 1 year. I got to be part of like the SEO and do all that kind of stuff. So I really just fell in love with UNIS and just being a part of it. I did need to go back to work. But first I went back to school, actually.
Okay.
And I got my master's in counseling. And I actually did my internship here at UNIS.
Okay.
So that was really exciting. And then I went to another school here in Hanoi for 5 years and worked as a counselor. And UNIS just always has such a huge part in my heart. So it was really nice to kind of be reunited with the family. And I think that was really special just because I'd always had that community part. There was one point where I think I knew every person working at UNIS. My partner worked in high school and I was so involved in elementary and doing all those things.
Such a special feeling. Think about your time, as a member of this community. What is one experience that you feel like has really helped shape you or sort of a defining moment during your time here?
Actually, maybe running the book fair. It showed me like it was a really great partnership with the parents and the school, and having the whole community, like all the students came and they donated books, and we came up with things to kind of reward students and working with the operations team and making sure all that worked, and then rallying all the parents to come and work at it, then seeing all the teachers bring their classes and just the joy of it. This was probably 13 years ago. There was one bookstore at the time that sold English books. It was really fun to be part of something. And then all that money we used to fund a library in a remote community. So and it just felt like all the best things that UNIS does.
Right. And it requires that collaboration from everybody. Obviously, you would know that our vision here at UNIS, which is one of the things that actually brought me to the school, I'm so taken by it, is to be an inspirational role model for a better world. What does that mean, to you?
It's really exciting. This year especially, like I'm watching so many of our students going off into the world and they're picking things that they want to study to continue to change the world. Like the amount of students going into international relations. I have one student wanting to go into law and sustainability.
The influence of their experience here and how that's shaping what they're going to do. I'm sure there's a huge global politics project that's due today that they're all working on. The depth of their thinking, it's really phenomenal.
When reading their essays that they're giving to universities right now, it's pretty inspiring, like the things that they're thinking deeply about.
So you mentioned a little bit about values. And obviously, we have our 6 values here at the school. What is a value that you feel like out of those 6 that would most define you? And how does it really guide how you live your life each day?
Community, yeah. It's what has kept us here. It's what I try to do. I coach volleyball. And our last, I would say, 3 years have really been guided by the value of community. How do we make sure that the students are always mixing up and learning from each other? Like our fitness exercise goal at the very beginning is they do all sorts of things like shuttle runs or push-ups, but the partner that they're doing with, they have to learn a new fact about each person at each station. And so the idea is that they're building community so that on the court everyone feels like they're part of something. And equally understanding that if you're on the bench, you have just as much of a role to that, to the win, to being part of things.
Right.
And so that's like, it guides how I coach. The Parent Boosters is all about trying to bring the parents into our community and for that to grow.
Yes.
And so what we've really worked on the last few years is like a WhatsApp group for each team. And so my son last year was on a volleyball and a basketball team in middle school. And we had the whole parents on this WhatsApp chat. And then the parents were like, okay, who's going to this game? I can't come. Can you take the pictures? And so we were like posting videos. And when the kids came off the bus from their tournament, there was a whole party here waiting for them. I started it saying, hey, can we come off with like posters and banners? But the next thing I knew, somebody was ordering chicken and somebody's scanning pizza. And I got a cake. And you know, it was just like everybody felt like they were part of that success of the team. It's what's kept us here for 15 years.
Listening to you, what's striking me is just the intentionality of not only, you know, holding that value and sort of this compass that it guides so much of your work and certainly like the coaching aspect.
Well, and that's what we're trying to do then with the ambassador program.
Right.
So it had started kind of small, and it was about just welcoming in new students, which is a huge part. But eventually the students came up with their own mission of that. Like, it's to have everybody new to our campus feel welcome. Yes. We added in university visitors. So each year I asked the kids who would like to be the leader of this ambassadors. Please write and tell me why. And every year, the leadership team had changed completely because of how many different directions the kids wanted to go. And I ended up adding all of them as leaders because they were all taking it in such neat directions. And so now you've got kids who are running Instagram pages, trying to welcome people in before they even get here. You've got students who are helping to run like the Versa basketball. And like, it's just trying to make sure that students feel included, and just hearing them come up with all these amazing ideas, and they're checking out other schools' Instagram pages.
And they do foster that sense of belonging, that sort of intentionality when we bring people into campus. How do we want them to feel from the moment that they step, you know, foot on campus to the moment that they leave? And having kids take the lead on that is awesome. It's just so wonderful. So thinking about kind of your life, what is a moment, big or small, that really changed how you see the world?
I feel fortunate that I've lived in different parts of the world. So my first kind of real teaching role was in Kuwait. And I worked at an all-girls school at the time. I got to understand the first time like a girl started to cover what would be the appropriate thing to say, and to see the joy in her. This became a family decision, and she had reached that age of maturity and had made that decision. It was just very eye-opening to me, and it just gave me an understanding of the world that living in a small town in Canada just hadn't provided me.
Right.
That was probably one of the first times where I really got to understand another religion more deeply and to value, and to see things differently.
Because, you know, when you're on one side of the world, you only hear about sort of certain things, and when you're there and you're in it, it's a completely different experience. You've done so many things here. Thinking just about sort of everyday actions, what is something that you feel like you do that really makes a positive difference in the life of others? Not obviously being a counselor, you do this every single day, all day.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope one of the things is coaching. The whole reason I coach volleyball, so I grew up playing volleyball and basketball, and I really wanted students to get to know me and understand how much I care about being part of their life.
And for so many kids, I mean, that is their passion. Those after school, you know, activities and clubs and sports, you know, that's what gets them out of bed in the morning. Being part of a team, sense of belonging that is established. I still, some of my best memories were with my sports teams.
Yeah. Every season, we create a paper volleyball, and the players always write a little message to each other.
You know, for those of you that don't know, I mean, it is a tremendous amount of time and commitment to coach. Not only just the weekly practices, the hours, but then the travel, you know, and then of course the organization that goes into all of it. It's a huge responsibility on top of your daily role and responsibility with your job. So yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Thank you.
The year I started was the year we were completely online. So we did online volleyball.
You did all, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I love it.
I was so proud of these kids. They showed up every week. And we started every week with fitness. And so we did a group fitness together.
Yeah.
And then we did a skill. We showed them how to use socks to kind of
oh my gosh.
we worked on how to do an overhead serve. Our end of the season party was the first time people actually could mix. But we still weren't allowed at UNIS. You couldn't come to school.
Right.
But we were allowed out in the community. So we actually had a Winston Rue downtown with the volleyball court.
Amazing memory.
Yeah.
You know, incredible memory for those kids.
Yeah.
And when you think about the future, what is it that gives you hope?
Students going off into the world and really wanting to be part of the change. And so it gives me hope that we have helped get them there and given them a lot of these tools that they can bring that to their next stage.
Great. So awesome. Okay, so my final question for you is, there's a lot of people that you worked with, lots of relationships that you've built during your time here. Who is someone that you would like to thank? If that person were here, what would you say to them?
So I work extremely closely with 2 other counselors to do the 10 through 12 team. And so I work with Daniel Nguyen and Andrea Fleming. They make me happy to come to work every day. Having a really strong team where we were just talking this morning, like we can disagree, we can have like conflict, but our conflict is always around how do we make something better? And then one of us changes because the other one like, yeah, that makes sense. Just being part of a team like that is pretty energizing. And so like my boosters and my awareness of kids and my awareness of like neurodiversity and my awareness of understanding like how I can help students more comes from 2 other parents in the community. So one just left last year, Sarah Gardner, and the other one is Malin. And the 2 of them have helped me grow as a parent, and it helped me see things differently. Like Sarah and her family and the education they provided on neurodiversity at the school, I think was awesome. And Malin and her energy is amazing, like what she does for the boosters and what she keeps wanting to do to build community.
Right. And when you're sort of so far away from your family, these individuals become part of your family. Thank you so much, Lori. Thank you for your time. And I think most importantly, thank you for everything that you've done to contribute to this community, to live, to model, to be, again, that inspirational role model that we all aspire to every day. I mean, it's for me, it's been like so warming to kind of hear your story and everything that you've done, from coming as a parent and then all the different, ways that you've been involved and the contributions you've made. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Either favorite author or a book that's inspired them.
We read the book 10 to 25. It's about empowering students and understanding how to mentor students in a way that's empowering.
Well, I love that because empower is one of our key words in our mission.
Hi, I'm wondering, what's your favorite community event at UNIS?